Good afternoon. Let's start a new topic, and it is on the New Development Bank (NDB) or the Bank of the BRICS countries. You know, the very new development in the international banking scenario when the BRICS group, which group? The BRICS group decided to have the BRICS group. Okay. To start with, the New Development Bank, originally known as the BRICS Bank, or the BRICS Development Bank, is a global development bank funded by the countries of the BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa group. Fine. Initially, BRIC was created as BRIC, then it became BRICS. Okay. Brazil, India, Russia, China was BRIC. Joining of South Africa, it became BRICS. And they decided to create a financial institution of the group, and that was named as BRICS Bank. And so this bank has been renamed as New Development Bank, or NDB. Earlier it was popular as BRICS Bank, and now it is the New Development Bank promoted by the BRICS, NDB of BRICS. Fine. It is a multilateral development bank established by the BRICS countries in 2014 at the 6th BRICS Summit at Brazil. At the 6th meeting of the BRICS group held at Brazil, the group decided to create a bank of its own. So that is the BRICS Bank or the New Development Bank. Okay. In the Fortaleza Declaration 2014, the leaders stressed that the New Development Bank will strengthen cooperation among the BRICS and will supplement the efforts of multilateral and regional financial institutions for global development. Okay. So what? So NDB will strengthen cooperation among the BRICS and will supplement the effort of multilateral regional financial institutions for global development. Fine. Thus contributing to collective commitment for achieving the goal of strong, sustainable and balanced growth. But it aims to achieve strong, sustainable and balanced growth. Okay, through this bank, the BRICS group want to achieve these things. The bank shall have an initial authorized capital of $100 billion. The initial subscribed capital shall be $50 billion, equally shared among the founding members. The first chair of the board of governors shall be from Russia. The first chair of the board of directors shall be from Brazil. The first president of the bank shall be from India, KB Kamath. Headquarters of the bank shall be located in Shanghai in China. The New Development Bank Africa Regional Center will establish South Africa concurrently with the headquarters at Shanghai. Fine. So all these 6 get representation in their own way. Okay. Headquarter is at Shanghai in China. The NDB was granted observer status in the United Nations General Assembly in 2018, laying the groundwork for active and effective collaboration with the United Nations. UN also became serious about this move and gave it observer status. Okay. At United Nations. Okay. This is what the significance of this. Okay. It was given observer status very soon on its creation by the United Nations, looking at its mandate to contribute to global development. India suggested establishing this bank at the 4th BRICS Summit held in Delhi in 2012. This proposal to establish a bank of the BRICS countries was floated by India, suggested by India, at the BRICS Summit, which was hosted by India. Okay. So that took another 2 meetings to finalize it. Okay. The meeting major topics are the formation of a new development bank. At the 5th BRICS Summit held in Durban, South Africa in 2013, BRICS leaders agreed to establish a development bank. In February 2016, the NDB signed the headquarter agreement with the government of the People's Republic of China and a memorandum of understanding with the Shanghai Municipal People's Government regarding the headquarter of the bank in Shanghai. Fine. After it was agreed that such a bank will be established, then they started searching for alternatives, where to locate it. Okay. And they decided that the headquarter of the bank will be located at Shanghai. Okay. Because it is the place that will give representation. The place that will give representation to all the members in different conditions. To give representation to all the members in different way. And the headquarter agreement was signed with China and the Shanghai Municipal Authority. Then it was decided to establish this. Okay. And as a group of the BRICS countries, this NDB, BRICS Bank or NDB, came into being. Fine. New Development Bank, otherwise called as BRICS Bank, with its headquarter at Shanghai in China. Fine. Objective. The NDB's key objectives are to support member nation development. You see, most of these countries depend upon the World Bank and IMF to fulfill their financial needs. You can say they more depend upon the World Bank to fulfill their financial needs and the IMF to fulfill their financial needs during balance of payment crisis. Fine. And BRICS was created to fulfill both the needs. Okay. Both the needs of these member countries will be taken care of by the BRICS Bank. That is what the purpose this bank was created. Fine. Then encourage economic growth. This country need to develop. Okay. And for their growth they need fund, technology. Okay. It's not only fund, it also needs technology, it needs the market. Fine. So this bank decided to provide all these facilities. Okay, provide all these facilities and to reduce the monopoly of the IMF and World Bank in the global scenario since their inception. Okay, since their inception, the focus of the World Bank and IMF, because they are Western dominated and never take care of the need, okay, of the developing country, and even if they fulfill the need, it is on their terms and conditions, dictating the terms and conditions. That is why they decided to launch their own, where they will be able to get the benefit. Okay. Then encourage economic growth, promote competitiveness and facilitate job creation. Promote competitiveness. Through this, they want to promote competitiveness. Okay. Not only competitiveness, along with that, facilitate job creation. Competitiveness as well as facilitating job creation was also in their focus. Okay. Then construct a knowledge sharing platform among developing countries. What to do? Develop a knowledge sharing platform to promote infrastructure and sustainable development initiative in member nations that have a major development impact. Okay. So okay, to promote infrastructure and construct a knowledge sharing platform among developing countries, because knowledge sharing will definitely lead to vibrant growth. Okay, and will lead to development. To promote infrastructure and sustainable development initiative in member nations that have major development impact. To develop a global network of collaborations with other multilateral development banks and national development banks. Fine. The new developed bank was established in 2015 by BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. The bank's membership is open to members of United Nations. NDB commenced the admission of its first member in second half 2021. The bank's article of agreement provides that all members of United Nations are eligible to join BRICS nations. Voting power must never be less than 55%. Fine. That is what the bank was created. Shareholding at the Renewable Bank, the NDB Board of Governors oversees the NDB. Okay. The board is made up of the BRICS countries' finance ministers. The voting power of each member is determined by their shareholding in the NDB. At the moment, this most important, all the members have equal votings. All the BRICS members, they enjoy equal voting rights. Then coming to achievements, innovations. The NDB has managed to innovate in some areas such as lending in local currencies to protect borrowing countries from a stronger dollar, which was one of its founding features. Another innovation is that the bank accepts parameters for compliance with environmental and social standards designed by borrowers, respecting its members' own policies. Then partnership with other developed banks. It has established partnership with important development banks such as the Latin American Regional Development Bank, CAF, the China-led Asian Infrastructure and Investment Bank, AIIB, and the World Bank Group. Okay, and its credit rating is AA+. Fine. So it enjoys the credit rating of AA+. That means it is financially much credible. Okay, in the financial parameters. The NDB credit rating is AA+, one sort of its maximum, which other development banks such as AIB have. Okay, it is despite many of its members, notably Brazil and South Africa, facing tough economic times domestically. Fine. Emission of various bonds. The bank has successfully emitted a number of bonds, including green bond in 2016. And they now approved 42 projects in member countries for total over $12 billion, more than the AIIB roughly $8 billion portfolio. So the Chinese promoted AIIB is able to only float $8 billion, whereas the NDB is able to float $12 billion. Okay, to other countries. So at the milestones, so it is less disbursal of loans. Despite the fact that the bank has approved over 12 billion in loan, it has only distributed less than $1 billion. Painful statistics. Political unrest, relations among China and India deteriorated, sanctions against Russia made lending to Russian enterprise difficult, and political instability and economic problems affected both South Africa and Brazil that led this bank to not to be that forthcoming funding. Continuing to advance the interests of developing nations in the face of a difficult political climate has proven to be a difficult undertaking that member countries do not appear to have excelled at all. Okay, then sustainability issue. Despite recently approving loans for climate change mitigation and adaptation in Brazil and renewable energy in India, the NDB has labeled several environmentally problematic projects as unsuitable without disclosing the criteria why it is so. The paving of this Trans-Amazon highway in Brazil, a very controversial road that many environmentalists blame for causing deforestation in the world's largest tropical rainforest, is one of its sustainable projects. Major projects that NDB has funded in India. It has pledged support for several important infrastructure projects in India, including the Mumbai Metro Rail, the Delhi Ghaziabad Meerut Regional Rapid Transport System, and a variety of renewable energy projects. The NDB has authorized 14 Indian projects totaling roughly $4.2 billion so far. India announced a $1 billion financing agreement with the NDB in 2020 to improve rural road, job and infrastructure. Fine. So construction, railway, that regional rapid transport system, renewable energy, okay. So rural job creation, all are being funded by, okay, the NDB. See the members, so who have become member? Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, founding members. These 5. Okay, United, Bangladesh, United Arab Emirates, Egypt, Uruguay are prospective members, and so these 2 have joined as members. So it is open right now. The establishing 51 countries, Brazil, Russia. Okay, the bank's article of agreement provides that all members of United Nations are eligible to join the organization. Fine. So it was created to fulfill the gap or the differences, okay, of the group. and create a vital alternative to the monopoly enjoyed by the Western dominated IMF and World Bank. So these emerging group have created the bank of their own to take care of their needs. That is what is about the BRICS Bank. After the term of this first president, India's K.V. Kamath is over. He has been replaced, and its first overseas headquarters opened in South Africa, at headquarters at Shanghai, and this bank has started funding projects. Fine.